clear. These drivers know that locking up is against the rules, and NASCAR has put themselves in a bit of a tough position there with policing that rule. I love the aerodynamic changes they made. It's almost not allowing the cars to lock together. I think do away with that rule going forward.
Michael, that rule needs to go away for sure, because the cars used to be, when you went tandem, they would go faster.
Right.
And it would create a lot of other issues that were very difficult to deal with. With this rule, and specifically with those front flares, the front wickers, whatever you want to call them that we were showing earlier, it actually makes the cars go slower when they tandem. So I think that rule is really irrelevant to this rules package, but it's still there as it is right now, and they did enforce it as per the rule.
Those that make the decisions are right down the hall if you guys want to go fill them in on your opinion.
I expect they might be listening.
I would guess they are. Larson, Logano, side by side. Larson jumps out front on the restart.
Look at that big run by Justin Allgaier. Oh, and they look like they're together, yes.
Another caution going to come out here, I do believe. That's the 0-1. Nope, he keeps it straight, and I think we're going to stay green.
The caution.
Nope, there it is. Whew. So close for the 0-1 of Vinnie Miller.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough for these guys to find enough room to keep from running over each other.
I think as NASCAR, you got to be real careful, too. When someone goes sideways on a restart, and likely some debris on track because of the damage on the right front for the 0-1.
Yeah, this is definitely another setback for the 88 and the 1 car, who are just desperately trying to get some track position and get back up there from that penalty earlier on. But yeah, here's a big piece of debris, definitely a good reason for a caution.
And we'll see what happened here, but to your point, we're now going to be down to 7-8 laps to go when we get the restart.
I think Josh Williams, I saw, was apart, maybe.
Yep, that's him in the bright orange car.
Yeah, and he was getting pushed from behind. I think it maybe veered him over to the left a little bit.
The two of Matt Tifft right behind him.
Those cars got together, and Vinnie Miller wound up with the short end of the stick. Solid run for Miller. Competitive.
You're just not expecting to be 4 wide, are you, this right after the restart?
Brad, you talked about Joey and those guys in the back. People are just frustrated whether you're the front or the back. You want to race right now.
Absolutely, and Joey Logano is, he actually lost the position on this restart, and I think he's got some radio conversation we should hear about.
Get every sleeper on restart so nice. Oh my gosh. I mean, that was, however we're going. Do you want to push? Yeah, do it.
So what he's talking about here specifically is he's looking for a push on the restart to be able to keep up with Kyle Larson, and he didn't get it. So he's joking a little bit that he got a sleeper behind him.
And that sleeper he's talking about, in this case, was Tyler Reddick. But watch the 7, the bright orange car on the outside of Allgaier. Big run. But it was a little bit too late because Reddick didn't get going, Brad.
Yeah, and that actually helped to stack the field up behind and cause this wreck that we saw here with the 4 wide.
Where do you want to be now? High lane, low lane? What's the best position to manage the closing laps?
I want to be the leader right now. Right now, we're winding down on laps.
I didn't give that as an option.
And that's where I want to be. I'm going to pick the top or the bottom. I don't, as the leader right now, I think you pick the bottom and you go.
And the reason why you want to be is because you're the guy that can make the break, right?
Absolutely.
Could we see an upset? Tyler Reddick won the truck race here a few years ago. Going to restart in the 5th position. He's in a great spot here, Regan.
Guys, crew chief Dave Ellens has had some success with rookies here, too. Last time here, you won with rookie William Byron. What do you have to do to get Tyler Reddick the win today?
Well, I think just protecting the top right now. We've had a couple motor issues. We're not quite up to speed right now. So I think protecting the top, getting a good run there at the end. Hopefully we get pushed to the front with those guys jockeying around out there. It's been a great race.
Ellens won here last summer, as Regan mentioned, with William Byron. Also won this race 2 seasons ago when Chase Elliott was driving the 88. So Ellens knows and understands where victory lane is when it comes to this place.
I'm going to be pulling for number 9. I want to see an upset. I want to see one of these Xfinity guys, Justin Allgaier, Spencer Gallagher. I want to see them figure out a way to get up there and take these Cup guys down. Who are you pulling for, Brad?
Well, I had Chase Elliott at the start of the race, but it's going to be so tough for him to get there from 10th. And we have a splitter stuck under the wall right now, so this is going to take a second for NASCAR to get out and get fixed. This is going to take a second.
So they got the splitter. Cleanup is about complete. And as we anticipate the green flag, let's get ready for next Saturday afternoon, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Xfinity drivers are bringing some extra heat to hot Atlanta. Kyle Busch has stolen the show the last 2 years, but it's time for a new star to shine. These boys will need to get rowdy in order to make it across the finish line first. See if they have what it takes. Saturday on FS1. Coverage begins with race day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern.
And that's a doubleheader. Xfinity Series at 1:30, followed by the Camping World Truck Series.
And I think the best weather forecasts for Atlanta in the history of March. We're going to go to February even. I mean, we're going to go down there with forecasted highs in the 70s, perfect weather. And Brad, you're so good at that Atlanta racetrack. What's it like leaving Daytona where you're flat on the floorboard all the way around and then going to Atlanta where slipping and sliding is the key to winning?
You know, it's funny you bring that up because the fastest average speed here at Daytona so far through speed weeks for the Cup side has been about 203 mile an hour. And Atlanta, we'll hit about 203 mile an hour, but then we'll go to the corner and we'll slow down to about 160 mile an hour. But in some ways, Atlanta feels faster than Daytona. The cars, they slide all around. They go over these big bumps up and down, and it's hold on, I'll tell you what. But it's been a good track for us. We won there last year, and we're looking to come back and do it again.
Certainly is fun for the fans to watch. I love to watch you guys let those rear ends hang out and slip and slide.
One thing that will be different from this week to next, we've had a handful of no-tire pit stops here at Daytona. It's not going to happen next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
You're going to run one lap and one tires because tire wear there is so aggressive, and that's a good thing. The drivers love Atlanta. That's one of our favorite things about it.
So Larson is leading this thing, Matt. He's led the most laps, but he's got a few more out front if he's going to close the deal, get his first win here.
Adam, a big decision also on deck is which lane do you want to choose for this final restart, Mike Shiplett?
Well, the DC shoulder car has been really good on the bottom all day, so I leave that up to Kyle to see what he wants to do, but I would imagine since we've been on the bottom all day, I would suspect we'd be on the bottom, get going in this restart.
What are some of the factors that he's trying to think over, mulling which lane to go with?
It's just who's behind you, who's been pushing us the best. You know, we've had 118 laps here, so to figure out who was best pushing us, so we'll see what happens here at the end. Thank you.
Going to be only 6 laps to go, Matt, when we get this restart. Larson, Suarez up there, Logano, Almirola, row 2. Then it's Reddick and Austin Dillon. And keep an eye on Elliott Sadler and Chase Elliott. And now I'm being informed 2 laps to go, so there'll be 5 laps remaining when we go green. There's the duo that was penalized with just over 20 laps to go in this race. Got the caution when they needed it. Didn't lose a lap. But is there enough time coming from row 5 for the teammates from Junior Motorsports?
I think they can make a run at it for sure. If there's 5 green flag laps, then that certainly helps their chances. Another caution and a restart is going to be dicey.
I know I wouldn't say no, but they're going to have to really work for it and really earn it, restarting where they are. But you know, this field's going to mix up a couple more times with this restart. We've already seen the restarts be kind of crazy as it is.
And it almost, I wouldn't say it's a huge advantage being with a teammate back there because you're just going to have to go.
Yeah.
If there's a hole, you can't worry about where your partner is. You got to hit the road.
You want to work with your teammate. You don't have time. Yeah. You got to start throwing some Hail Marys right now if you're Chase and if you're Elliott Sadler. And when you throw Hail Marys, you know, that means you have to throw caution to win and leave your teammate behind at times. But that's what it's going to take right now. There's not enough laps.
Don't rule this out. We could always see overtime. It's happened many times at this racetrack. 12 last lap passes at Daytona, including 4 of the last 8. And now we've been given the 1 to go.
Now, Larry McReynolds, we got plenty of gas, right? Everything's good on that front.
Oh yeah, we all pitted roughly all the way back with about 30-something to go. So, and just think about all these cautions, Michael. That buys you a lot of time. So I think everybody's good to go there.
I'm a race car driver, Larry. I worry about that kind of stuff.
we pitted at lap 83. So again, that was 37 to go. All these cautions. No, even if we went to overtime, we're good there.
Well, you lose 1 race on fuel mileage, and for the rest of your life, you think about it, don't you?
That's exactly right.
And there you see the numbers for those guys out front when they made their last pit stop. We have spent a lot of time under caution. What are you thinking about as a driver? Can you overmanage in your mind what's about to happen?
Adam, you can definitely overthink this and then have a simple mistake like on the restart, miss a shift. You have to be really careful because the drivers, they're ready. I mean, the adrenaline's pumping, the energy's pumping, they're ready to go, and we're going slow. And so it wears on you. That adrenaline can actually play against you, and you can start running scenarios through your head and kind of almost panicking. So right now, these drivers are taking a deep breath, or they need to be taking a deep breath to get ready to go here.
And you know, you heard Joey complain earlier about not getting a push on the restart like he'd hoped to get. Wasn't complaining, just saying that was bad luck. Now he's in a position where he can hook right to Larson. He can push the heck out of Larson and see if that opens any doors for him.
I would look for Joey Logano here to try to push Kyle Larson clear on the restart and then back up and try to get a run to pass him.
It's 5 o'clock on the East Coast. If you're just joining us on FS1, perfect timing. Restart, 5 to go. Season opener for the Xfinity Series at Daytona International Speedway. Kyle Larson is the leader.
Look at Joey. Able to pull even with Suarez. Suarez has got a nice push from Almirola from behind. Almirola needs to make sure he doesn't engage those bumpers. Looks like he's bouncing on and off of 18. You can see it there. Oh, nice job by Daniel.
Suarez is going to get
hole.
him. He's going to get him here.
Got some drafting help coming from behind. That's the youngster Tyler Reddick in the 9.
Tyler was trying to go to the middle. He was just a touch too late, and Daniel blocked him. Joe Logano's going to take the middle.
What a move by Logano.
3 wide for the lead in the closing laps at Daytona. Wow.
Big wiggle for Kyle Larson. He leads at the stripe. 4 laps to go. Look at Suarez outside lane.
Keep it clean, boys. I want to see this battle. This is beautiful stuff.
I believe Joey Logano's in the right spot here. He's going to get a push here and probably break free, and he'll make a challenge at Kyle Larson from here if he can break free. He's going to break free the bottom right here. He's going to break free the top right here. This is his chance now. He's going to be able to recharge from here.
Here comes
Green line, give me help from the bottom. Half back, half. There he is, right there, 7. He is clear. You're going to be on the 7.
Now he's going to try to pull this crossover, but the 7 fills it on him. He's not going to be able to make the run.
Look at Elliott Sadler. He's up in the top 5. Here comes Chase Elliott as well.
Through the tri-oval, 3 laps remaining at Daytona. It's still Kyle Larson.
So now the guys in second, third, they're all trying to charge runs up. The problem is no one will go with them. They hang them out, and that's why we see these guys side by side and nobody able to challenge Kyle Larson.
Logano looked to the high side. Larson throws the block, and there goes Elliott Sadler out of line.
Yellows out.
Caution's out.
8th time today.
Wow, and Joey Logano had a big run on Kyle Larson right there. Off of turn 2, gave him a push and almost turned Kyle Larson. That was big.
And I think in that situation, Brad, Joey could have turned Kyle Larson. Probably just let him go right there.
Definitely could have. That was intense.
That's the only word to describe it.
Joey was trying to make a move a few corners earlier off of turn 4 where he went to the top and tried to come back down, and Justin Allgaier made a move to really protect Kyle Larson by challenging him on the bottom. Just incredible racing.
We wondered if Elliott and Chase Elliott could get there. They did, Adam. They were in the top 5, but watch what goes wrong.
Oh, Joey he was there. Like Elliott just got a little bit more of a bump than what he could hold on to. It's a tough spot coming off the corner and transitioning from the banking to the flat. The cars are light right there, and it doesn't take much.
See him wandering off the bottom there? That's not a good sign.
It doesn't take much.
This will be the 15th overtime finish for the Xfinity Series here at Daytona International Speedway.
How much help out the back? But they're rolling good in front on the bottom. 3 laps in, bottom. Still green right now. Still yellow is out. Yellow.
Joey let Kyle go there. That was going to be big, but it definitely helped stack up the field and cause this spin right here.
I just think Elliott Sadler couldn't hold his car low. It kind of wandered up, and he had the wheels cut a little bit, and then just the slightest of contact around, he went.
Definitely a vulnerable spot.
You know who's in great position to have a big day? The man that enjoyed a career year in 2017, Justin Allgaier. He's second for this restart, Regan.
Yeah, Justin's crew chief, Jason Burdett. Jason, Your driver's put himself in position, second for this restart. Do you care if you end up with the top or the bottom right here?
No, I guess not. You know, Justin's done an amazing job all day long. Just going to the middle and then back to the front, the middle, front, and he's got us in a spot to, you know, that we got a shot at winning. I mean, that's really all you can ask for in these deals. Larson and Logano are super aggressive right now, so hopefully we can just keep up with them and, you know, make the right move at the right time and get ourselves a victory lane.
Hey, Regan, is that 7 car ever won here at Daytona?
The 7 car has won here at Daytona. Jason was not my crew chief when we did those, but a lot of history with this car at Daytona, yes.
Yeah, Regan driving that car to victory lane back in 2014. Joey Logano going to be 3rd on this overtime restart.
I felt like I had to try to make the move with my shot. Take away the game here.
Yeah, man, I completely agree on that. It's so hard to pass here. You got a shot to get the lead, you got to take it.
Exactly.
You look at the top 3 rows on what's going to be an overtime restart. 3 drivers have wins at Daytona, 3 others looking for their first.
The Big East Wednesday night jam on FS1 is all about hard charging, round balling, on my way to rock the rim, do whatever it takes to win. Charge up the crowd because it's about to get loud. Big East Wednesday night jam doubleheader. Xavier, Georgetown, Paul Villanova starts at 6:30 Eastern on FS1.
If you told me a year ago where I'd be right now, I would have said you were crazy. But so began the year of me. I discovered the true meaning of paperless discounts and the indescribable rush of saving drivers an average of $620.
My God, fear feels so good!
I fell in love 3 times. Once with a woman, once with a country, and finally, with myself.
So do you have anything to declare or not?
Isn't that what I'm doing?
You ever look up at the stars and wonder, how do they pack all that taste into these charbroiled sliders that start for just $1? Magic. Charbroiled sliders starting at just $1. Only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Changing your oil after 3,000 miles?
Kevin Harvick.
If you'd used Mobil 1 annual protection, you wouldn't have to. Protect your engine for 1 year with just 1 oil change.
Don't change your oil. Mobil 1 annual protection.
Do you like big juicy steak? Do you like freshly steamed lobster? Do you like the word and? Then you'll love Outback Steak and Lobster. Backed by popular demand, only $15.99. So hurry in now. Outback Steakhouse. Aussie rules.
Growing up watching Daytona 500 was always an event.
There's a slogan that they had last year, Daytona Day. It was Daytona Day for my family on the Daytona 500.
That's the same thing you do when you watch the Super Bowl.
I watched the Daytona 500 with family. My sister, maybe some friends might come from up the road.
Get the barbecue going, friends over, and watch that spectacle of a race. It's just such an awesome way to start our NASCAR season.
Living at the speed of light, like a bullet. I could be there by the morning.
The sun is setting in Daytona Beach, Florida. Been a great Saturday for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The POWERSHARES QQQ 300. We're heading to overtime. A reminder of the rules. It's a 2-lap shootout. Now, once the leader takes the white flag, the next flag ends the race, whether it's the caution or they get the checkered. But should the caution come out prior to the leader getting to that white flag, we reset them, do it all over again, and we can stay here as long as we need to determine a winner tonight.
And we might tonight, the way this thing's been going. So much action in this race.
I'm looking at right now, this race will most likely be decided by the launch on the restart. If Kyle Larson can clear the outside lane from the start-finish line to the exit of turn 2, he should be able to control the pace as the leader. This is a critical part of the race right here.
Front row, Larson, Allgaier. Neither is won here. It's overtime at Daytona, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
He's not going to be able to do it. Big push from Eric Almirola on the top of Justin Allgaier. He's going to be able to keep Kyle Larson honest. That's huge right here.
And that's what we saw from the last restart from Allgaier. He's been on his game, but a big wiggle by Allgaier.
Now they're going 3 wide. Almirola up the middle. Logano pushing Larson in that lower lane. Look at Allgaier getting drop kicked. Oh no, there they go. Spinner into the wall, Almirola. Larson out of shape. So is Chase Elliott. And the caution is out again.
Wow, we made it so far, Michael, but we just couldn't keep this up. Oh, they're still hitting.
When we got the green flag, there were 32 cars on the lead lap. You knew there was a potential of this, and now we'll have a second overtime restart here at Daytona.
And Daniel Suarez comes out the survivor. Ryan Reed second right now. That's huge. Ryan Reed's going to go for 3 wins here at Daytona, and he's in a great spot to do it.
Look at the drivers up front. And this is all unofficial as things reset, but Suarez, Ryan Reed, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Truex, and Spencer Gallagher. Right now, that's what timing and scoring is showing as our top 5. If ever there was a chance to get a surprise winner, we may be setting up for it right here.
We talked about Kaz Grala in the pre-race show. He's up to the 7th position. We'll just have to see who has what kind of damage that made it through the wreck. Adam, 2000 Series champ Jeff Green finds himself in the top 10 late in the going.
See all the damage.
Just a big push here from Chase Elliott to Eric Almirola. Kyle Larson goes up to block it, but he just can't sustain it. They're not up to speed. The cars aren't set in the rear, and it just huge spin, as you can tell. Looked like Chase at the very end got a push from Daniel, which actually turned him sideways. You can see they're only at 180 mile an hour, so the cars aren't at full speed right now. They're not set down in the racetrack. That makes them really easy to spin. We'd seen contact like this earlier in the race, but at this speed, the rear heights in the car aren't set. They're not down in the racetrack. They don't have the downforce. They're way more susceptible to spinning with that contact.
Did you see some of those guys slipping through that wreck? There goes Alex Labbe from Canada. He made it through. And then just the job Spencer Gallagher did to squeeze through.
3 each right front. 4 looking out front. Spin down low, spin both sides, stay middle, stay middle, stay middle, stay middle.
How eventful has the day been for Ryan Truex in that 11?
This will tell the tale here.
So it looks to me like from this view that Kyle Larson just didn't quite get high enough on Eric Almirola. He was trying to maybe protect the inside a little bit, and the push wasn't quite as square as he needed, again, with the car not at full speed.
You can see Joey Logano into the outside wall. There's Joe Nemechek in the 15 Johnny Davis car. Wow, look, the track's blocked.
And Chase Elliott was going to come through clear, but right at the last second, he gets hit by the 18. Look at the car trying to come off the ground. The roof flap's engaged, uses the aerodynamics to put it back down on the ground. Chase actually drives away from this and